everybody, it's Mark, an English teacher. If you are looking for information about present perfect, you are in the right place. I'm about to reveal some easy ways to use present perfect and will give you a lot of examples for using this grammar tense. I understand that present perfect can be hard and challenging, but don't worry, because today I'm going to share with you the top 10 present perfect keywords. Let's cut to the chase, and here is the first keyword you can use with the present perfect. The first keyword is for. For example, I have been an English teacher for 15 years. That is the situation that started in the past and continues until now. So I started being a teacher 15 years ago and I still work as a teacher. Let me give you another example. We have had that car for 2 years. So we bought that car 2 years ago and we still have this car. The second keyword is since. For example, his family has lived in the apartment since 1995. This is the situation which began some time ago and still goes on until now. So his family started living in the apartment in 1995 and they still live in it at present. Another example for since is she has worked in the hospital since 2008. So in 2008 she started working in the hospital and she is still working in it. The third present perfect keyword is lately or recently. For example, my nephew has grown a lot lately. Here we can see some changes over time. We can see that my nephew really changed for a short period of time. Let me give you one more example. Your English has improved recently. Here we can also see some changes that happened not so long ago in your English. The fourth present perfect keyword is not, yet, or still not. For example, she hasn't watered the flowers yet. That is the uncompleted action that is expected to happen. The flowers aren't still watered, but in the future we expect she'll water them to the end. Let me give you another example. You still haven't done your homework. That is also the unfinished action and we expect that you'll complete your homework up to the end. One more present perfect keyword is just. They have just told me some good news. That is the event that happened a few seconds or minutes ago. In other words, I received some good news right now. Another example is she has just finished her lunch. In other words, she finished her lunch a few minutes or seconds ago. One more keyword is already. The dog has already eaten its meat. Already in present perfect is used when the action is finished. In the case of the dog, it completed its meat. We have the result of the action and its meat is done. let me give you one more example. Jack has already taken care of his cat. That is one more present perfect keyword of the result, as we have the finished action by Jack, who took care of his cat. The seventh present perfect keyword is many times, several times, once, twice, or thrice. For example, the students have written their tests several times this trimester. In this case, we have several times is used as repeated events in the past until now. So the tests were taken repeatedly, several times in the past. Here is one more example. I have been to the US twice. It means that it was 2 times I was in the USA, and it means that it's still a repeated action. One more present perfect keyword is never. For example, I have never been to Scotland. In this statement, you can face the word never, which means that I had no possibility to visit Scotland. Here is one more example. Never have I ever played the guitar. In this case, we can see the construction never have I ever, that means never, and that means that never have I ever, or I have never played the guitar. The ninth present perfect keyword is have you ever. So, for example, have you ever been to Japan? So this construction, have you ever, means whether you have a possibility to do something in the past. In this case, to go to Japan. And this construction is merely used in questions. Another example is, have you ever flown on the plane? So the question is whether you had an opportunity in your life to fly on the plane. The last present perfect keyword is this time, this year, this week, this month. So, for example, they have visited us this time, and this present perfect keyword this time denotes the result of the action, that actually they visited us this time. And the last example, we haven't had any problems with the internet this week. That is a very similar situation here, as this is the consequence that we didn't have any problems with the internet this week. If you are interested in learning more about present perfect and different keywords in other grammar tenses, then be sure to check out my future perfect keywords video at the first link in the description. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss some more videos about English grammar tenses and more. Check out this playlist with English grammar tenses and keywords, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care!